Hello everyone, my name is Alana. Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like. Up the Big Bang Theory final tribute is made even more tragic by the young Sheldon season 6 fall send-off. In addition to providing fresh insights about his time spent in Texas with his family, young Sheldon also depicts early life events that influenced his perspective on the world as an adult. This includes his inability to form social bonds, as demonstrated by the fact that no one attended his Nobel Prize listening party at the young Sheldon Season 2 final. It was already awful to watch Sheldon cry by himself in George's garage. Then CBS somehow made it even worse. In young Sheldon Season 6, Sheldon's arc entails building a grant database. However, when certain East Texas Tech employees try to profit from his research, the procedure has gotten far more convoluted than it needs to be. As the young genius learns to take care of himself, the entire experience might be the reason Sheldon is worse on TBD than in its precursor. Apart from that, though, the experience also illuminates his outlook on the future, since he is well aware of his preferences and lack of social skills, which is reminiscent of young Sheldon's dedication to the Big Bang Theory final. Related, Sheldon's young self disproves Sheldon's George cheating TBD story. In 2019, Sheldon fulfilled his lifelong ambition of winning the Nobel Prize as the Big Bang Theory concluded its 12-season run. It was without a doubt the character's best farewell, and young Sheldon attempts to make a comparison by showing him a few decades earlier, incredibly lonely at home after his Nobel listening party was empty. His cynicism about what his future might hold, assuming he will spend his entire life alone, may have been influenced by this event. He stated in the young Sheldon Season 6 fall finale that he had no plans to get married or start a family. The Coopers' last in-person appearance on The Big Bang Theory was with Sheldon and Amy. It's unfortunate that CBS decided not to bring Mary, Missy, and George back, even since the nerdy sitcom saved what was likely Sheldon's greatest moment in the finale. However, in terms of its narrative, this also made sense. Sheldon highlights that the Pasadena gang has effectively become his family by realizing his dream in front of them. For years, they took care of him, supported him, and tolerated him. It is a miracle for little Sheldon to meet his California pals, given his idea that he will always be alone. This adequately explains the Coopers' exclusion from the TBD final. The absence of Sheldon's family was a major mystery, even if the nerd-centric sitcom had an emotionally fulfilling finale. Particularly considering that it was previously revealed that he had a wonderful relationship with them, in spite of years of hostility with Georgie, which is being used against young Sheldon. The cap-off episodes simply unfolded as they did because the Pasadena gang, not the Coopers, needed to be the center of the Big Bang Theory conclusion. If you thought the emotional final moments of the Big Bang Theory left you feeling a little bittersweet, wait until you see how young Sheldon elevates the entire tribute to the original show's finale. Prepare for a jaw-dropping revelation. Young Sheldon doesn't just reference the end of the Big Bang Theory. It makes that final goodbye even more emotional and heart-wrenching than you ever could have imagined. Sure, the Big Bang Theory finale itself had its fair share of emotional highs and lows. Sheldon and Amy's Nobel Prize win, Leonard and Penny's growing family, and the end of an era had fans of all ages tearing up. But there's something that young Sheldon does to deepen the emotional resonance of those final Big Bang Theory moments that you won't be able to shake. It's as if the spin-off was crafted to make you experience the finale in a way you never thought possible, making you feel connected to the journey in a whole finale offered fans a perfect blend of closure and open-ended possibilities. Sheldon Cooper, our favorite neurotic genius, wins the Nobel Prize with his wife Amy, showing that even the most awkward, socially inept people can achieve great things. Leonard and Penny go from being the quirky couple to starting a family. Howard and Bernadette navigate the ups and downs of parenting. It felt like the culmination of years of nerdy adventures, late-night talks, and personal growth. So why does it still feel incomplete for some fans? Young Sheldon, which chronicles Sheldon's childhood, provides a deeper emotional layer that you might not have fully grasped in the Big Bang Theory finale. When you watch the younger version of Sheldon navigating his formative years, from his struggles with his family to his early academic achievements, you start to realize just how far he's come, and how much we, as viewers, have invested in his journey. And it's in these quiet moments from young Sheldon that the true heartbreak of the Big Bang Theory's finale is revealed. In the Big Bang Theory finale, Sheldon's emotional growth is on full display when he accepts the Nobel Prize with Amy. Yet there's a noticeable absence of his family in those final moments. Where are the family members who were such a big part of Sheldon's life, like his mother, Mary, or his brother, Georgie? Why does Sheldon seem so detached from the people who matter most to him, especially after all the years of personal evolution? It's almost as if, after everything, he hasn't fully learned how to open up to his family. That's where young Sheldon comes in and changes everything. In young Sheldon, we see the emotional complexity of Sheldon's family life, the struggles he faces with his father, George Sr., and the unconditional love of his mother, Mary. This makes Sheldon's journey far more poignant, as we witness how these formative years shaped the adult Sheldon we see in the Big Bang Theory. In the spinoff, we also see Sheldon slowly learning what it means to be part of a family, not just intellectually, but emotionally. But here's the kicker. Young Sheldon shows us the missed moments, the moments we wish we had seen in the finale of the Big Bang Theory. Watching young Sheldon struggle to understand his father's coldness, or leaning on his mother for emotional support, gives us context for the emotional distance he maintains as an adult. It becomes clear that Sheldon's relationships, especially with his family, are a work in progress, and the finale of the Big Bang Theory left us with the idea that Sheldon still had a lot of personal growth to undergo. However, by revisiting the moments in young Sheldon, we can see that Sheldon's emotional evolution wasn't abandoned. It was simply a longer journey than we were shown. The connection between Sheldon's emotional distance and his family, particularly his mother, becomes more heartbreaking when we understand the depths of his relationship with her. Despite everything Sheldon achieves in the Big Bang Theory finale, he still hasn't fully healed the emotional rift with his family. The missing piece, Sheldon's emotional journey without his family in the final moments. One of the most touching and, at times, frustrating elements of the Big Bang Theory finale is that Sheldon doesn't really share his Nobel Prize victory with the people who have been with him from the very beginning. Sure, his friends are there, and Amy is by his side, but where is Mary? Where is Georgie? Where are the people who helped shape Sheldon into the person he became? Why does Sheldon, in those final moments, feel so alone? In young Sheldon, we get a glimpse of how Sheldon's family helped him develop empathy, even if it wasn't always obvious. His interactions with Mary, in particular, are some of the most emotionally complex moments in the series. Mary doesn't just support Sheldon, she challenges him, teaches him lessons about love, patience, and the value of human connection. As we watch young Sheldon and understand how much his family shaped his adult self, it only makes the Big Bang Theory finale feel more tragic in its emotional absence. Imagine how much more powerful the final scenes in the Big Bang Theory would have been if they had shown a heartfelt reunion between Sheldon and his family. If we had seen Sheldon thank his mother for everything she did for him, or if Sheldon had shared his triumph with Georgie, we might have felt a deeper sense of closure. Instead, the Big Bang Theory finale gives us a version of Sheldon who is still, in many ways, emotionally distant, despite all the breakthroughs that we see the raw moments, the moments where Sheldon doesn't know how to show love, doesn't know how to articulate his emotions. And it's these moments that make the finale of the Big Bang Theory so heart-wrenching. We realize that Sheldon may have grown intellectually and professionally, But emotionally, he's still that young, uncertain boy trying to understand the world around him. By pairing young Sheldon with the Big Bang Theory finale, viewers are forced to confront an uncomfortable truth. Sheldon's emotional journey isn't as complete as we'd like to believe. While the finale gives us a sense of closure on the surface, Sheldon's marriage to Amy, his Nobel Prize, his friends finding their own happiness, there's an underlying sadness. It's not just that Sheldon doesn't have his family around him in those moments. It's that he's still, in many ways, trying to reconcile his need for validation with his inability to connect emotionally. Young Sheldon complicates this idea by showing us how Sheldon's early experiences shaped his adult persona. His brilliance came at a price: isolation, neglect, and a deep sense of insecurity. These formative years, those spent navigating a complex, often hostile world, were the building blocks of Sheldon's personality, but they also held him back from forming true emotional connections. The sadness we feel in the Big Bang Theory finale isn't just about the end of the series. It's about the emotional distance that still exists between Sheldon and his family. His triumphs, however great, come at the cost of his ability to fully embrace those who love him the most. It's only when we understand Sheldon's childhood in young Sheldon that we can truly appreciate the complexity of his emotional journey and the heartache that comes with the realization that he hasn't fully healed. When you look at the finale of The Big Bang Theory through the lens of young Sheldon, the emotional depth hits even harder. It's no longer just about Sheldon's professional achievements. It's about the emotional growth he still has to undergo. The finale might have been an ending, but young Sheldon shows us that Sheldon's personal evolution is still ongoing. His journey isn't linear, and it isn't easy. In fact, it's incredibly messy, and that's what makes it so heartbreakingly real. Young Sheldon makes the final goodbye to Sheldon Cooper all the more difficult to process. The tribute to his adult self, seen through the eyes of his childhood, makes the goodbye feel like a bittersweet promise. Sheldon may have found success, but the true emotional fulfillment he needs is still just out of reach. The legacy of Sheldon Cooper is not just in his scientific discoveries, but in his slow, painful, yet deeply meaningful journey toward understanding love, family, and himself. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.